So we're talking about the DACA recipients. DREAM Act came around 9/11. People were terrified of terrorists coming. Donald Trump even now says immigrants are all terrorists. Remember the famous day he came down? It's famous because it was a sad famous day, not a positive famous day. A sad famous day when he came down the escalator of Trump Tower and he announced he's going to run for president, and the first words out of his mouth were that Mexicans are rapists, murderers, terrorists. We have to stop every immigrant from coming into America because we have to stop the terrorists. It's the immigrants who are the terrorists. Well, turns out he couldn't be further from the truth. According to the National Security Council, the number one domestic terrorist threat in the United States is white supremacists, people born in America. Not people running across the border, not immigrants coming to kill us. Not to say that every immigrant is a good person. There are bad people in every group. But the number one threat in America today is not coming from across the border. It's white supremacists born in the United States of America. So Joe Biden, who's been traveling in Europe, he said in a statement, domestic terrorism, I'm quoting the president, domestic terrorism driven by hate, driven by bigotry, driven by extremism, is a stain on the soul of America. It goes against everything our country strives for, and it poses a direct challenge to our national security, our democracy, and our unity. So now moving forward, the Justice Department has implemented a new system to methodically track domestic terrorists nationwide. They're going to be evaluating and they're also going to be evaluating whether the administration should recommend to Congress to pass a specific domestic terrorism law. Do you know there is no law against domestic terrorism in the United States right now?
Really?
No law. So if somebody commits an act of terrorism, you could arrest that person for their act of violence, shooting somebody, blowing up something, making a conspiracy to kill somebody, but there's no separate law that says we're going to charge you with being a terrorist.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Even when you invade the nation's capital?
Even when you invade the nation's capital,
property?
There was no terrorism law for people born in the United States. The terrorism law is for people not born in the United States. But there was a law against overthrowing the U.S. government, sedition. There's a law of trespassing, committing destruction to government property, threatening government officials. Those are all laws, but there's no domestic terrorism law.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the government has a plan. They're going to include an effort to identify government employees who also pose a domestic terrorism threat. They say it's been hard to track how often extremists driven by religious, racial, and anti-government bias commit violence in the United States because there is no terrorism law, so nobody's been keeping track. Officials say now the Justice Department has made domestic terrorism a top priority, has been reallocating resources at U.S. attorneys' offices and at FBI field offices across the United States to combat the threat. They're adding $100 million to the Justice Department to do it. Point is, they are now recognizing that the number one threat, white supremacy in America, domestic terrorism. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.